Tesla is trading at over $700 a share right now, guys, but you had your chance to get it for under $100 just a few years ago. But how did we get here, and what's there to learn from Tesla's rise that we can apply to future investments?
To break that down, let's take a look and a trip back in a time machine in October 24th, 2019. The stock price was around $59, and Tesla jumped about 17% on excellent Q3 earnings. So this might have been a foreshadowing that the company was scaling, and that Elon Musk's promises for the company to be profitable were starting to come true. Now, in November 12th, 2019, Tesla breaks ground on a bold gigafactory in Berlin, and this was part of their strategy to take over the EV market overseas in Europe. Now, if you look a couple weeks later, Tesla gets 200K orders for their truck, which was a big deal because the truck was unveiled via a press conference that actually had a blunder when Elon Musk promised the truck was indestructible, and was actually, the window was broken by a metal ball during the demonstration of the truck. But this didn't stop demand for the truck and demand for shares of Tesla stock. Now, if we look a little bit further to January 31st of 2020, now the stock has risen a little bit. So it's now we're around $131, and the trend is kind of starting to roll for Tesla as there's optimism in China. So they've decided to move into China with the factory in around 2019. That demand in the biggest EV market, which is obviously in China, is starting to grow, and expectations of this demand are starting to grow as well. Now, if we move even further to the summer, in July, the stock is now around $330. So for folks that were still thinking about it, it's still around $330. But the dominance in the Chinese market is starting to show itself for Tesla. So the market value at Tesla at this time is around $210 billion. This is greater than Toyota's total market cap. The big question is why the jump? And we've looked at this case study to kind of figure out some of those clues for people that are looking for opportunities for themselves. China, they moved into a geographical area that's really hard for outside companies to move into. They did that and were able to scale and meet demand in that area, which is super, super hard. I think there's a lot of other macro factors that lead to why Tesla was able to be so dominant, but China is one of those bigger factors.
The actions of a company's CEO can really determine the success or failure of a company's performance. And there sure is never a dull moment with Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk. One day he's launching astronauts into space, and on another day he's battling with Twitter to take ownership. So good or bad moves, Elon Musk has something that I think is critical to the future of a company's success, and that's cultural liquidity. That combined with a company's good story, i.e. Tesla, and the stock climb feels kind of less shocking. There are 3 steps to evaluating any company's leadership. One thing is to look out for the length of tenure. A good indicator is how long the CEO and top management have been serving the company. A second one is strategy and goals. What kind of goals has the management set out for the company? It's a bad sign if companies lace their mission with buzzwords or corporate jargon. And the third thing is compensation. Be suspicious if a manager makes an obscene amount of money while the company suffers. And if a manager really cares about the shareholders in the long term, would this manager be paying him or herself an exorbitant amount of money during tough times? Leadership, guys, it matters.
For me, this comes down to like Tesla just being a unicorn, right? Right place, right time. They have a CEO who's eccentric. I mean, look at this guy. This guy's like dancing on stage. He has no moves, but he still tries to dance on stage. People love him for that. He has a cult-like following, 80+ million Twitter followers. They have to spend very little on marketing. And Tesla started coming up at the time when we were entering one of the biggest bull runs ever seen last decade, right? If you add government subsidies, I mean, it all was the perfect storm for Tesla to gain traction. Obviously, there was moments where like people thought Tesla wasn't gonna make it. It's just a unicorn. And I don't know if we'll see something like that again, and but you gotta give them credit. It's really hard for me to apply the lessons from Tesla to other companies unless we see like a new company coming out with just a revolutionary technology and an eccentric CEO. So until we see that, I don't really know if I'm gonna apply any sort of lessons from the Tesla story to other companies. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and be sure to tune in tomorrow.